Can you imagine going up against Mother Nature? Who can go up against Mother Nature? No one. You have earthquakes devastating your country, hurricanes destroying infrastructure, make themselves feel like gods. It's terrifying to know that you have government officials or governments capable of such disaster. Allegedly.
Young nigga drippin'. What's going on, Blunt Tears? It's your boy Desaline.
Hey, with Pharaoh, what's going on? We've got another episode for you guys today. Let's get right into it.
So Blunt Tears, you don't know, Pharaoh. The other day I sent you an essay I did in college.
Yeah.
The year was 2013.
Let's take you back, guys.
It's taking me back. It was around the time where Haiti actually had that earthquake.
Yeah.
And during that time, it was just too strange to me. And I forgot which class it was, but they wanted us to do some type of research insert that had to do with something that, you know, they were like, if it interests you, just as you got to write it in this format.
Yeah.
So I wrote an essay, and it's called Uncle Sam, Pimps, Mother Nature. I wrote this shit in 2013, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it even came up is because it was literally about how there was a company, a scientific company that was doing motherfucking experiments that had to do with changing the weather.
Yeah.
That had to do with
weather modification and shit like that?
Weather modification.
Okay.
I had to do mad research, but it scared me. So I sent this to you. That's why today we're going to be reading this essay, but in real time, we're going to be comparing what I said in 2013 and what we factually know today.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I didn't release it in 2013 is because I was pussy.
This nigga scared.
This nigga scared. My professor told me, he said, yo, this is one of the most amazing things.
Yeah.
You should post it online. I said, no, thank you. I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, nah, I don't want the government on my ass. I do too much illegal shit as we speak. They could catch me with anything at this point. But yeah, I didn't know how serious it was at that time. Because, you know, you a kid, you in college, you know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of shit going on. But I always kept it because I was always proud of it. So, before I get started, you got any comments?
Nah, actually, I wanted to wait till you start getting into it first.
All right.
And then we can just go from there.
All right, cool. So this was the opening statement. Shout out to everybody in college right now. Make sure you finish. Unlike me! So this essay is called Uncle Sam Pimps Mother Nature. What would you do if you found out that all the hurricanes and earthquakes that have taken place over the last few years were caused by the government? That was the opening statement right there. Now, we could go a million places with this. At this point, where we at right now today.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts so far? Anyway, I want to know. I want to know where we going with it. What do you think right now? Like, what would the average person think right now?
They would probably think you're insane. Because what are you talking about? Because the average person doesn't really do a lot of research.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't really take that much research, too. Because if you want to look at certain things the government is into, they patent a lot of the technology that they have. Well, not a lot of it. All the technology that they have now, they patent it. Right? So we got patents for you guys, but we're going to just let you read some of the inserts real quick, and then we're going to get into it.
All right, cool. I'm keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Let me know. You know you can stop me anytime.
Nah, go ahead, because I am going to stop you. When it gets juicy, we're going to stop it, do what we do.
Conspiracy is one thing, but scientific proof is another.
Facts.
As technology advances in human society, people never see beyond the pretty picture of a better life. Mm-hmm. What we as a society have to understand is that the technology we work with today is not comparable to that of the governments. Their technology definitely supersedes ours by 10 years or more. Right now, we believe probably like 300 years.
At least 300 years, bro.
Please do not be fooled to think that we aren't told about most of the technological advances for our safety. So in that whole shit, basically I was pointing towards the fact that yes, they do have technology far beyond. Like, we're having water issues in certain states where people have inventions where they know how to take water from the fucking air already.
Yeah, get into detail, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Moses West. He creates a atmospheric generator or some shit like that.
Right.
The process is where he takes the water within the air and
condensation.
And he takes it and he makes it into drinkable water.
Yeah.
And that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah. But it's bad for business, I'll tell you that much.
It is. It is bad for business.
It's bad for business. Anything that is good for us, I believe, when it comes to technology, if it means that these multi-million-dollar, trillion-dollar companies are losing money, they're gonna off you, my nigga.
That's true. That's like if you go to somebody's block and you stop in the sales of whatever their products and good. I'm taking it down to a more, like a level where some of the common folk may not, they could understand. You go on somebody's block and you go sell something or you stop the business, they're gonna come see you, pretty much, right?
Hey, where you get this water from? It's not Polish Spring. Nigga. It's not Fiji.
It's not Aquafina. I'll tell you that much.
Aquafina, nigga.
You get
what
this
the
from?
fuck is you doing over here with this fresh water? Alright, so, but basically, that was trying to explain how far advanced their technology is right now. And this was 2013. I don't even know. I'm surprised I had access to that type of even research during that time online. I'm like, yo, this was always free to us.
You know what it was? You probably seen something that triggered like your thought process, and it just went to a whole different place. You feel what I'm saying? That made you because you gotta think, bro. Like, who was thinking like this?
Right.
I don't know anybody else thinking like this besides because we've had conversations like this before. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you wrote it, it just was like, all right, you were painting a picture, and it was just like, yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about. We talked about before.
During that time, my brother was in Haiti.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, my brother was over there, and I spoke to some people who actually lived over there during that time. I know a guy.
You're talking about what, during the earthquake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? Horrendous. You're saying that your thoughts are that the earthquake in Haiti possibly was something that wasn't a natural disaster, but was in fact, or in theory, caused by a weather modification device.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up.
Yes.
All right. So.
No, I mean, but that's what triggered it. Was like, yo, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
And when you do more research into Haiti, you understand the minerals that it have. You understand the politics behind it. Who is in control of every politician that ever passed through the presidential place, and it's a whole bunch of stuff in there. We could do a whole episode on it.
100%. That's a fact.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So after that, the truth is that the real monsters are the military government. Oof. In the last years, we have been suffering some of the most bizarre weather in a long time. Studies have shown that this could very much be the outcome of many testing sites around the globe, funded by the U.S. government. These testing sites are called HARP, and what they do is that they use large sums of satellites to focus energy into the ionosphere. Originally, scientists stated that these testings was to see if they could negate nuclear bombs in war. The potential grew because many scientists say that the same amount of energy they put into the atmosphere, they may have already disturbed the weather patterns, being a huge reason for the past storms, earthquakes that we've been experiencing.
Yeah.
Some believe the mastering of ionosphere physics has already been done. So, what I was trying to explain right there was that, if you guys, Blunteers, if y'all do y'all research, there is a scientific facility that's basically, they've been studying the weather for years. They probably know how, I believe, at least, to manipulate and use it as a weapon. So you think, oh, damn, horrible, a storm over here, natural disasters, it's crazy, right? And it's possible, and nefarious, there's a motherfucker pushing a button to make that shit happen. During that time, when Haiti had its earthquake, I didn't believe it was natural. I believe that motherfuckers in power, they thrive in chaos. And that's how CIA works. They thrive in chaos.
They destabilize. Go ahead, my fault.
No, they destabilize, and then they. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on it too, though.
I agree with you, bro, because, like you said before, right? Haiti has a large deposit of natural resources, right?
Yeah.
So what they would probably do, what they mainly do, their objective is cause chaos, and within that chaos, they dismantle your government. Mm-hmm. Within that chaos,
using media.
Yeah, they use media and different other forms, right?
Yeah.
And they go in there and steal your natural resources while there may be a civil war going on, right? Well, we know this now, right? Because we've seen throughout history this happens.
We don't know this.
What are you talking about? There's a lot of people who study this type of shit.
No, I'm saying as far as the general public, we do not know. The general public, if you guys know,
then you know what I mean. You for the ones who know, you know. The government. This is how a lot of governments play. They cause civil war between. I think they call them coups, right? So they cause a coup. They stage coups, and then that's when they go in your fucking your country and they strip you for your natural resources. You feel what I'm saying? But like you said earlier, right? They're in control of some of these technologies, because if you look at some of the patents, go on to that thing that I sent you. Did I send you? Send it to you. They started patents early as July 16th, 1891. And the first patent was the method of producing rainfall. So just as early as, so you got to think about it, just as early as 1891, they found a way to produce rainfall. What? And the main, like...
Hold on, wait, you can't skip over that.
Okay.
How? You said what year?
1891.
1891, yes, they were experimenting with weather patterns.
Yes, and they can produce
1891
rain.
To 2024.
So
what do you think they've discovered?
Before we do, right, I'm going to tell you the patent right now, so you can just go ahead and look it for yourself. The patent number is 0462795, right? So you can go in there and you can just do the research for yourself, all right? So one would think, okay, we could produce rain. Most people, right, if me and you, we came up with this technology and we could produce rain, we'd be like, oh, okay. So for the countries that don't produce rain, you know, we can help them produce rain. Nah, that's not what they're using it for. They're using it for a more nefarious purpose, right? So you got to just think of the mindset that some of these people have. They don't think in a process of which, in the goodness sake or for the benefit of mankind. They're like, nah, we're gonna take advantage of the situation.
There's no superheroes.
There is no superheroes, bro.
There's no superheroes, though. So I understand what you're saying, and the whole process. You would think that we want to get technology to make society better, etc. Whatever. That's not how the world works, man. Mm-hmm. The deeper you go into the history, the understanding of politics around the world, the more you understand human nature. We're greedy. Do
you believe that it's human nature, or do you believe that the people who are on top, that's their nature? Because you got to think, I don't believe human nature is to be greedy. Because if you look, like, you have to be to have that thought, right? That means you would have to be able to experience all types of cultures, because we only experience how it is to live in America.
True.
Now, other places, it may not be like that. They may not be greedy in some places. You know what I mean? So I don't technically agree with you that human nature is greedy, but I 100% agree that the people who are on top, or the elites, their true nature is greed and evil.
I'm gonna end this back and forth like this, right? The point I was trying to make is ultimate power corrupts.
Okay, I could agree with that. I definitely could agree with that.
You feel me? That's 100%. Where I was coming from when I said that.
Okay.
Because it's human nature. When you have nobody to check you, and your emotions are out of control,
mm-hmm.
Nobody be like, yo, you fucking up. You're gonna do whatever the fuck you want.
That's true. I believe that.
Man. Yeah, we nearing the end right now. So I'm gonna read the next part.
Go ahead, man, because it's interesting too. Because you talked about HARP, but you also took it to another level as well when you mentioned the UFOs. So I don't know if you want to get into that as well, because I really do. We're not gonna
get into that yet. Let me read
right,
this next paragraph, and then we might get into that. Let me see.
Cool.
Here's a crazy conspiracy theory. Very little believed to be true. But is it something to think about? Some of HARP's facilities are inaccessible, and many think that those sites are the control center for the rest of HARP sites. Some people assume the notion that the government chose to bring certain storms upon us intentionally, using this new technology for their own financial personal gains. A good example would be Hurricane Irene. You remember Hurricane Irene?
100%.
These Irenes, it's hard to keep track. Loads of people were warned and sent out to buy materials essential to survive from the storm, which the government would profit from. Then, people are affected by the storm, losing small things like gates or even bigger things like furniture, houses, cars. Then the state does the seemingly helpful free FEMA money to those in need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been hearing the thing about FEMA lately, but what's interesting is that those in need who think they're getting at least $10,000 for their radical damages also often get less than 30% of that. Of course, again, this is all some crazy conspiracy theory. Where would all of the profit go?
Okay.
One thing is for sure, Mother Nature never gets a fair cut in profits, no matter how much work she does for money.
I like that.
I was really playing on that pimp shit.
Yeah. I like that entire title, man. That shit was amazing.
But, you know, basically what I was trying to say there was that if it is being done by some nefarious people, we need to, as a human race, pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
And we understand that, yes, there are natural disasters, but, yo, their technology is beyond right now, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I feel like they're doing this shit. At that time, I thought that. But now it's more realistic with all the proof that's out there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Like, even with Hurricane Milton, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people,
That's
there's a
the
lot of
current one
speculations.
right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
speculations that even the hurricane patterns were
Erratic.
it wasn't really natural. So when we look in retrospect, it's like, okay, maybe you were onto something. Now, the question that I have for you is, right, what would be the purpose, or do you have you thought about what would be the purpose that they would cause an unnatural hurricane to come through and destroy Florida like that?
During this time when I wrote this essay,
Yeah.
I understood what the scientist explained. I don't have his name, I'm sorry, but he said basically if you were to do something like that, it would start from the coast of Africa. You would pump ionic radiation into the atmosphere and watch as that shit move. It's like rolling a bowling ball down an alleyway.
Yeah.
You're trying to see how many pins you're going to drop off.
Mm-hmm.
That shit could just turn off, move to the left, and die off. But it also has potential. The percentage, I don't know. It's all science and boring shit from there.
Yeah.
I'm capable of sitting down and listening to physicists explain physics for hours upon hours. But not everybody can do that. So it's like, okay, boom. If you can simplify it to that extent, I don't know how much control they have. I don't. It's all speculation at this point. Especially with the technology that exists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I answer your question.
You answered it in a way that you pretty much answered it. You know what's so crazy though? Look, right? In 1940, there was a project called Project Circa, right?
Right.
It was a project that was in 1946. It was the first attempt to control the path of a hurricane. This actually goes with what you're saying too. It controls the path of a hurricane using cloud seeding technology. Initially, it was reported that the seeding was successful. The storm changed course and made landfall, causing significant damage. The U.S. government denied responsibility. That's not insane. So this is
very elite.
So I'm backing you up right now. You feel what I'm saying? So that means they sit there, right? Just to go off what you were saying, just sitting
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
they're thinking that it's gonna do one thing, right? And it completely changes trajectory. And on top of that, they close the blind eye. We don't have nothing to do with this. What are you talking about?
That hurts my heart, bro.
That's insane, isn't it?
That hurts me, cuz. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hear this no more.
That's insane.
You know what it is? It's like...
It's called Project...
When you have all of this...
Project Circus.
What was it called?
Circus. Project Circus.
Jesus. Lord have mercy. The reason why this shit bothers me is because if you have access, you could do some real good. with this type of technology, but they choose to do the opposite. Now, we don't know the backstory, whatever. Anyway, I have no more thoughts on this. I got angry. I ain't gonna lie. I got mad as hell. You said 1941?
Project Cirrus, my fault. Yeah, Project. Yeah,
1941?
1947.
47?
1947.
That's
but they already
ridiculous.
started manipulating the weather already as early as 1891. So you have damn near almost 100 years of playing with technology to the point where, shit, the last ones that I found out as far as like the patents was late as 2023, and it was like what the patent, it was like what, May 18th 2023, and the patent is 20230149876, and it coded
You're giving too much
so
information.
it coded chloride, salt particles, and methods making and using the same. Oh damn, this just cuts off. So they're basically talking about salt particles in the atmosphere and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can already guess, like, this, mind you, this is like, we could put, would you want us to put this on
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
we're gonna have to source this, some of this stuff, right? Like, it just gives you like details of how many different patents. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at all the patents. I would not even be able to read all of these patents for you guys, but we're gonna find a way how we can put them up there, maybe on the YouTube or Instagram channel. We're gonna put on the Instagram channel, right?
It's gonna be on the website. It's gonna be wherever we need to put it.
To be honest with you, there's probably at least 100, and it's ridiculous, bro. Like,
all right, so
anything that has to do with any weather modification.
we got to simplify it now. We got to simplify
Okay.
it. So basically, what Pharaoh is basically explaining is that there has been multiple experiments that's on record officially, but as an independent thinker, Bluntiers, you have to do your own research into understanding these experiments happened. What don't they allow to let us know? Because at the end of the day, if they have enemies overseas, wherever, we always have enemies, we can't allow them to know the advancement in our technology. That's against the Republic. That's against America. So there's certain things that we have to keep under wraps. But in reality, they can also be using the same technology against their own population. Now, this is all speculation and conspiracy theories. Entertainment purposes only. Okay? Did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, also, it would be a great way to say, like, you know, we need to come up with this technology before any of our enemies come up with. That could be a scapegoat to the reasons why they
Moon
have
landing shit.
the reasons why they have this technology in the first place. Right, because it's a matter of national security. Right. So that can be an instance of why they would want to have possession of this type of technology. Right. So, I mean, we can go so many different places with this.
I'm gonna read this last paragraph too.
Okay, because I wanted to get a little spooky shit.
All right, we're gonna do that. This is it. This is the last paragraph, Blunties. I'm sorry. The fact remains that if truly mastered, this technology may be formed as weapons of mass destruction. Uncle Sam would not only have this backhand towards Mother Nature, but also the upper hand in the art of war. At what cost is this worth? Is testing worth more hurricane disasters in our country? Would the government even admit that these storms and cosmic activities may be the cause of their interest in this potential weather-changing, earth-shaking weapon? These questions can never be truthfully answered because that would create a storm where it only rained chaos.
Yo, I think in your past life you was a preacher, yo. Pastor Dessalines.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the truth about this.
Yeah.
The Lord says, if you mess with the weather
gonna mess with your back.
Mess.
Yeah, the weather gonna mess with you back,
yes,
man.
sir. The weather. Nah, that's the truth, though.
Yeah.
That's the truth. But what was you trying to get into?
Nah, I just wanted to because at the end towards your essay you talk about but it's unrelated to the weather modification.
Right.
But you also talked about like the UFOs.
Right.
And I wanted you to get into it because we do have that video recording.
Oh yeah, play
Come on.
that. Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
well, just go into it real quick because you spoke about it, didn't you? Oh yeah, the extra dimensional beings.
Yes.
Go ahead. So you can go ahead and I think it was in 1997. I think that's what it starts from.
Right.
Also, we're gonna put this on our Instagram channel too. So right, if anyone wants to read this, you're gonna put up
100%. 100%.
So like if you guys are interested in like going back.
By the way, it's unedited. So the professor edited this shit. Mm-hmm. He's like, yo, where's the source for this? Hey, grammatical errors. I'm posting that. I want you to see.
So look, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna post the essay, and we're also going to post on the same post the patents for all the weather modifications, and we're also gonna put on the same post the radio host, that little excerpt right there where he talks about the interdimensional beings as well. So we're gonna do all that for you guys, and we're gonna have it ready for you guys too.
You want me to start from that 1997?
Yeah, 100%.
Just there.
Yeah, so that they know. So it's like when they see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I low-key edited it, and I was like, you know what? I skipped to the end, but I'm going to read this specific part.
Yeah.
In 1997, a strange call was made to a radio station from a frantic man who claimed to work at Area 51. Experts and many others would agree that the call did not at all seem to be a hoax, but a weird sound of truth. The call was profoundly cut off the air immediately. The random caller claimed to not only have a lot of time due to those who were triangulating on his position. He said he was released a week before on a medical discharge. As he talked, you could hear the fear and sadness in the man's voice. For the sake of time, the former Area 51 employee began to spill out what sounded like a highly classified intel information, which is the same shit. I don't know why I said that. He said, what we're thinking of as aliens or extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. And again, this man was frantic and sounded afraid. He continued to state, the disasters that are coming, the military, space. I'm sorry. The government knows about them. And there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could be moving the population to. Now,
hold on. Let me cut you off real quick. I don't mean to. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I like.
But let me play it real quick. So
you gonna play for them? Play it.
All right. Cool. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up.
Nigga.
Yeah. So this is the actual footage right here from the radio station. Guys, let us know what you think about it.
Hello.
Could you try again?
Hello, Art. Yes. Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time. Well, look. Let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not. Area 51. Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now? A former employee. Former employee. I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon. So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick. Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
Losing signal. They lost the signal.
I started getting.
Yep, there it goes, and the shit cuts. Transmission lost. That was fucking scary as hell, right?
Yeah,
That was spooky as shit.
that was spooky as a motherfucker. That was spooky as a motherfucker. So, with all that being said, right? I want your final thoughts, Pharaoh, on this.
Okay.
Because we could go on and on for years upon years. But we need our final thoughts on this specifically. And this all had to do with the storms that's going on, Hurricane Milton and other things that's going on. I connected it to Haiti because I wanted people to understand that suspicions have always been going on as far as when it comes to weather manipulation. And we have to be mindful of all of that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's thought-provoking. I like going down rabbit holes. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? But that's my final thoughts on that.
My final thoughts are: this is potentially big business. To be able to control, to be able to control weather is to be able to think about it. It's scary. Can you imagine going up against Mother Nature? Who can go up against Mother Nature? No one. You have earthquakes devastating your country, hurricanes destroying infrastructure.
They feel like God's control.
Make you feel less of a person, bro. Make themselves feel like gods.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to know that you have government officials or governments capable of such disaster. Allegedly. It's something to think about. It's scary as well. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. That's a fact, man.
You know?
Yeah. Yo, real talk. We're going to talk some more about this.
That's a fact, yo. That's crazy.
Off camera. But we want you guys to want more.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe. It's the blunt of reality. We here.
Jersey sound.